Kentucky. Workers use a backhoe to clear away the debris left when a massive tornado ripped through the town of Mayfield on Friday.
It looked like a war zone, man. It looked like a war zone, like they done nuked us. It really does.
19-year-old Derek Smith, his parents, and 5 other people survived with only minor injuries as their home came down around them. Across 5 states, at least 34 people were killed, but others may still be missing. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear puts it in perspective.
It is the worst tornado event, 200 miles just in Kentucky of pure devastation. This town is gone. Dawson Springs, where my dad's from, just up the road, half of it is gone.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas promises help from Washington.
Whatever is needed here in Kentucky and across any community affected by this tragic event, the federal government will do everything we can, everything in our power to help.
Meanwhile, families like Derek Smith's are looking for new places to live. That teenager describes his brush with death on Friday as life-changing.
This was it. This teaches me a lot. It's going to change a lot of things for me. It's going to change my future, for sure.
I'm Jim Ryan, ABC News in Murray, Kentucky. Now with more news, here's Sherry Preston.
Citing an increased number of COVID cases, New York Governor Kathy Hochul is instating another mask mandate. She says it's to keep the state's economy strong and as normal as life is possible.
Saying she foresees a winter surge of COVID-19.
I don't want to get to the point where it's too late. And I wanted to do everything I could without being overly burdensome on the businesses. And that's the balance I struck.
Policies in effect through at least January 15th. Brian Clark, ABC News, New York.
The House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol Hill riot will vote today on whether to hold former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows in contempt of Congress for ignoring a subpoena to testify. You're listening to ABC News.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it time for open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For the typical family, switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. And what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. Double. It really is remarkable. There's more than 400,000 members now who have shared more than $4 billion in medical bills. So they can handle your bills too. And here's the thing. If you join before December 15th, they'll waive your new member fee. So that's another $170 you'll save. I'll give you the number here in a second, but call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline, December 15th. So call now and you'll save even more. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
A suspect on the run after a shooting in the Houston area.
Harris County sheriffs say the shooting occurred during a vigil. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says the gunman opened fire from a car and drove off.
Right as they were releasing the balloons up in the air was when the vehicle came, and almost at that exact time is when they opened fire into a crowd.
This witness saw it happen.
Maybe 20 or 30 shots. They're shooting like a high-powered rifle.
Sheriffs say one person was killed and more than a dozen others injured. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
Warning from Homeland Security officials about the potential for a widespread cyber attack.
The Department of Homeland Security is telling internet operators to be prepared, issuing an urgent statement about a new cyber vulnerability that could breach a wide chunk of the internet. The statement says a growing set of actors are posing a severe risk to online networks by tapping into a commonly used software application known as Log4j. Gaming systems, consumer sites, even the Department of Defense all use the software. Amazon and Microsoft both saying they've been made aware. Cybersecurity experts inside and outside the federal government are working around the clock to stop the threat. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
One person dying in an avalanche after several feet of snow fell over the weekend in the Cascades in the Northwest. That storm system moving into California. Forecasters say today it could bring mudslides and wind gusts of roughly 100 miles an hour. This is ABC News.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the wrist.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. We're seeing a clear sky and a cold start to your morning. For this afternoon, we'll see milder temperatures, plenty of sunshine as well. Highs today will be in the upper 50s and around 60. Mostly clear sky overnight tonight. We're back in the low to mid-30s to start Tuesday morning. For Tuesday afternoon, we'll see plenty of sunshine, barely a cloud in that sky once again, and highs Tuesday in the low to mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
We currently are reading 28 degrees from our thermometer this morning. 28 degrees, warming up to about 59, back down to 31 tonight. We sort of had a bleak Saturday, didn't we? With weather, some rain, and cleared out Sunday. Beautiful. Looks like this coming weekend may be the same. Saturday, mostly cloudy with scattered showers, but only a 20% chance. And then on Sunday, partly cloudy with scattered showers and 30% chance. So it may, by the time that weekend gets here, it may have changed and become all sunny. We'll just have to wait and watch and see, because Christmas time is coming. Christmas time is coming. 6 minutes after 7 o'clock. Glad you've joined us this morning for the wake-up call. This is hour number 2. We missed you the first hour if you're not with us. Thank you for making it your radio station of choice for the foothills. Now I have these death announcements. Steve Darnell Wooten, age 62 of Forest City, died Thursday, December 9th at Hospice House in Forest City. Services will be announced later. In the Paget and King Mortuary and Crematories in charge of those arrangements. An online guest registry available at www.pagetking.com for Steve Darnell Wooten. Jolyn Rose St. John Urban, 83, of Ellenboro, died Monday, November 29th at Adrian, Cleveland. Funeral services be held today at 11 o'clock at Immaculate Conception Catholic Church in Crow's Mortuaries, assisting the family of Jolyn Rose St. John Urban. Grace Melton Black, 89, died Tuesday, December 27th at Rutherford Regional Health System. A service to celebrate her life will be held at 2 o'clock tomorrow, Tuesday, December 28th at First United Methodist Church of Forest City, with Reverend Bill Perry officiating. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. Mask will be required at the service for the safety of those attending. The service will be live streamed on Facebook page of First United Methodist Church, Forest City, or the church's YouTube channel. The Paget and King Mortuary and Crematories in charge of the arrangements. An online guest registry available at www.pagetking.com for Grace Melton Black. Margaret Jean Gallman, 71, of Chesney, South Carolina, passed away Sunday, December 5th at her home. Memorial services will be held 6 p.m. Tuesday, December 14th, tomorrow, at Crow's Funeral Chapel. Visitation will follow the service. Online condolences may be made at www.crowmortuary.com for Margaret Jean Gallman. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For complete information on these and others as they become available to us, be sure to tune in this morning at 11:35, and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report, the complete information on these and others. Well, Tar Heels had a good weekend over Saturday with Elon. They beat them 80-63, 80 UNC, 63 Elon. And tonight, Coach Hubert Davis, 7 o'clock, will be talking about all the activities of their games, past and coming up, right here on the most sports for the foothills, WCAB. Also coming up Friday the 17th this week, 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, the big drawing for the Chamber of Commerce raffle. My goodness, $10,000 to be given away. $8,000 first prize, $1,500 second, $500 for third prize. And if you have your ticket, stand by. If you don't have a ticket, be sure to get one before they're all sold. They're just about gone. But if you'd like to get one, be sure to contact me or someone else in the chamber, or go by the chamber office. They'll have some available over there. But Friday is the big day. We encourage you also, if you want to be in the running for our recliner this year from the Recliner Center, get your Christmas card sent in to us here at Post Office Box 511, Rutherfordton, and we'll have that drawing on Christmas Eve morning. Angela will stand by for that drawing, and somebody's going to win a nice leather recliner. Compliments of the Recliner Center and WCAB.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up from the NRIA.net studios in New York. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. Investors, are you sitting on capital or wanting to diversify? The NRIA Real Estate Development Fund provides returns right now. They capitalize on strategic markets. They offer steady monthly payouts plus double-digit annualized returns. As 15-year industry leaders, they've seen it all. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
On this Monday, I am thinking about a very underreported story. Violence in some American public high schools. Yes, we hear about the shoot-'em-ups, and they're horrible, but what we don't hear about is that thousands of American teachers are being terrorized by students in the classrooms, especially in the inner cities. Now, I taught high school in Opelika, Florida, a ghetto north of Miami. Back then, if a kid got out of line in the classroom, you could take that person out of the class, down to the principal's office, and he would be sanctioned. It was a private school, but in public schools in Dade County, they had a system whereby disruptive students were taken out of the classroom and sent to another facility called Opportunity School. Now, that doesn't exist. So teachers are actually cursed out by some students in the classrooms. They are physically threatened. And weak principals, and believe me, they are legion, say, well, what do you want me to do about it? The lack of discipline and the collapse of learning in American public high schools is a disaster. Now this. For most folks, getting out of an unused timeshare is a top priority. With the bill always around the corner, it's like rolling the dice. Lone Star Transfer has helped thousands of people just like you and me for over a decade. They'll get you out of your timeshare quickly, legally, and ethically, guaranteed. For a free consultation, please go to LoneStarTransfer.com or call 855-551-7066. 855-551-7066. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This is Jim Bishop, and I hope you're enjoying our Christmas programming this year. And we at WCAB wish a very Merry Christmas to you and your family.
The future depends on teachers. Every day, teachers are shaping our tomorrows, starting their students on journeys that will change the course of history. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who will make preventing pandemics their life's work, sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who will help combat climate change, and generating possibilities for a student who will be the first in their family to graduate college. It all starts with teachers who meet challenges with creativity, who reinvent education for the future, who work towards a school system that lifts up every child, regardless of race, income, or zip code, and who enable the full potential of our students, our communities, and our country. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Shape the future. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
Colorado was a 300-pound surly leader of the Band of Northern Ute. His weight was the result of his love for biscuits covered in syrup, which he got by intimidating settler housewives. But Colorado wasn't always that size. He was a Comanche captured by the Ute as a boy. Because of his skills in battle and his leadership qualities, he was made a chief. In 1876, the Ute owned 32 million acres in Colorado, and Colorado and his people kept it by threatening and intimidating anyone who entered the area. In 1878, Nathan Meeker became the Indian agent. His objective was to transform the Utes into farmers. At the same time, Colorado elected a governor on the platform that the Utes must go. It was only a matter of time before the sparks lit the gunpowder, and it happened when Meeker, fearing an uprising because he had cut the Utes' rations to a bare starvation point, called in the troops. Colorado ambushed the troops, killing 13 and wounding 43, and the Indians attacked Meeker's family and killed them all. The Ute who killed the Meekers were punished, but Colorado's attack was considered an engagement of war. Again in 1887, a skirmish broke out. As with the one before, it was needless. This one ended when both sides ran out of ammunition. Finally, on December 11, 1888, Colorado died. It was estimated Colorado's persistent psychological intimidation of any white who entered the Ute lands probably delayed the settling of the central Rocky Mountains by at least a decade.
You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James Railroad Express has added 2 new sandwiches to their menu. Try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. And now, the new beer-battered fish sandwich. All come with sides. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Call 828-447-4644. Mondays only, hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
Well, it's a brand new week, and it's the 13th day of December, Monday morning, and it's time to get to the phones and find out what's been happening over the weekend. And our first stop will be the Sheriff's Department, and Deputy Friend is on the phone to give us that update. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Doing well, sir. How are you?
Good and great, thanks. Tell us what's been going on.
Past 24 hours, we've had 207 calls, made 15 arrests, and currently are housing 175 in the jail. As far as incident reports, we got Rebecca Carlson of East Church Street reporting larceny of mail from the mailbox. We've got Linda Allred from Dobbinsville Road reporting fraud. Brittany Buckner, DePriest Road, reporting felony larceny of a dirt bike. As far as arrest, I've got Keith Self, Dusty Hollow, felony possession scheduled 6, possession with intent, manufacture, sell, and deliver. Candace Orr of Wood Road, obtaining property by false pretenses, identity theft. Michael Wyatt of Island Ford Road, failure to appear on misdemeanor. India Green of 74 Business, failure to appear on a felony. And Christopher Moore of Erie Lane, assault on government official, resist, obstruct, delay. That's all I have for you this morning.
David Friend, thank you very much for that report, and you be safe out there today.
Thanks, sir.
See you. That's the Sheriff's Report. 911 Communications Center report next. Could you use an extra $8,000, maybe $1,500 or $500? Your opportunity to brighten things up this year is here. The 2021 Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce raffle tickets are now available. Only 500 tickets will be sold, and you could win $8,000, $1,500, or $500. 3 winners and tickets are available now at the Chamber office, Main Street, Rutherfordton, and here at WCAB. Our Chamber board members have them. The drawing this year will be held December 17th, live on WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM at 8:10, and it will be live streamed. Be a part of supporting the Chamber with your purchase of a raffle ticket. Tickets are $50, and the chances of winning $8,000, $1,500, or $500 are phenomenal. Have some fun, buy a ticket, and listen for the winning number. December 17th at 8:10. You know what? It could be you. And we're narrowing down. We'll have that drawing on Friday morning at 10 minutes after 8 o'clock. And if you have not yet gotten your ticket, there are just a few left. So you can contact the Chamber of Commerce or contact me. I'm out, but they're going to bring me some more this morning. So we'll get your ticket to you just as quickly as we possibly can. Now let's go to the phones again. And Amanda's on the phone to give us an update from 911 Communications Center. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's on the report?
Well, in the past 48 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 593 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 59 for the emergency medical services, 207 for the Sheriff's Office, 78 for Forest City, 11 for Lake Lure, 44 for Rutherford, and 53 for Spindale. Ellenboro Fire Department had a motor vehicle crash. Forest City had a vehicle fire. Hudlow had a motor vehicle crash. Rutherfordton had a motor vehicle crash and a fire alarm. Sandy Mush had 2 motor vehicle crashes, and Spindale had a motor vehicle crash, and that is all.
Thanks so much. You have a great day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye. Well, on December the 9th, which was a Thursday, I believe it was, approximately at 11:08, Rutherford County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to 2511 Bills Creek Road, Lake Lure, in reference to a victim who had been stabbed. Deputies located the victim, Reginald Randy Vess, on the ground near a logging trailer on the property. EMS arrived and pronounced Mr. Vess deceased. The suspect, Nicholas Dwayne Smith, had fled the scene before deputies arrived. A warrant for arrest has been issued for Nicholas Dwayne Smith for the murder of Reginald Randy Vess. Investigation is ongoing. Now let's head over toward the SDO Fire District. And Ruby Taylor, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report from the weekend?
Well, the fire department had one call, and that was to a vehicle accident. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Laura Morrow, Wesley Mays, Earl Yelton, Debbie Robbins, and McCrae Bride a happy birthday, and hope they all have a nice day today. Signs are in the head today and going to the neck tomorrow. Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. I appreciate the report. You have a good day.
You too, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, Nicholas Dwayne Smith has been arrested in that murder case. He is now arrested behind bars. Investigation has been very accurate, and they have him behind bars now. Nicholas Dwayne Smith, arrested and charged with murder.
Cheryl, have you been to the Homeworks Design Center inside Henson Building Materials in Forest City?
Oh, yes. Shana, David, and William are incredible at designing kitchen and bath cabinetry for my new she shed.
Your what?
And they have a full line of windows and doors on display in their 5,000 square foot showroom. And they'll install any ones you pick out for me.
Oh, you're too good to me.
I know. With selling and installing, it's basically one-stop shopping.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
Let's check in now up in the mountains. Gary Wilson's over the Fairfield, up in the Fairfield Mountains Fire District in Bills Creek community. And it's a cool morning to wake up to, Gary.
Yes, it is. A little cool out there this morning.
Yes, it is.
What you got down there?
We're at 28.
That's about what we're sitting on up here. It's a little on the chilly side for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
But it is December, so we're supposed to get this kind of weather, I guess. That big frost yesterday morning up here also. So it got a little rain out of it. We got pretty good little bit of rain, about 4/10 of an inch, I think, is what we had for Saturday. Got a little dark and breezy that afternoon. I thought we were going to get some storms rolling in. Heard a little bit of thunder off in the distance, but it soon went away, so that was good. No damage or anything from that.
There must have been a heavy surge at one point sometime during Saturday. It was really, really dark. I was here in the office doing a little bit of work. I heard a loud rumble. And when I got to the house, I had some limbs down and a lawn chair tossed away down in the yard, and my flag off my flagpole had been ripped off the flagpole and on top of the house. So we had some pretty heavy winds at that point. It didn't last very long, but it tore my flag off the rope.
Well, it was up here. It blew pretty hard for, 20 minutes or something like that. And got real dark, and I thought we were going to get a storm come rolling in for sure, but we didn't. We got some good rain, though. It rained hard there for about 20, 30 minutes.
Well, will they be lifting that? Would they be lifting that burning ban up because of that, or is it going to hold on a little longer?
Well, I haven't heard, Jim. I really haven't seen anything come across about it. I would have thought they might be lifting it, but
I haven't seen anything either.
But, we could use some more rain. It's been dry for a while. It don't take long for half-inch rain to dry up and be gone. But we had a quiet weekend after that. No calls or anything. Sitting on about 28 degrees this morning, and see what the week brings. Getting closer to the big day.
Yes, sir. It's coming.
Let's get some slaves packed this week, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, that's about all we got up here, Jim.
All right, you stay warm, and we'll talk to you again in the morning.
All right, talk to you then.
Thanks. Gary Wilson, always a pleasure to talk with Gary Wilson there at Fairfield Mountains Fire District, and he overlooks things from the Wills Creek Fire District as well. You know about the wonderful history of C.F. Reese & Son Company in Rutherfordton, 80 years of professional family-owned business. Now they're the new still dealer and open on Saturdays for your shopping convenience. Open 8 to 1 on Saturdays, so if you need a weed eater, leaf blower, chainsaw, or any of the other dependable Stihl products, come on by and make your choice. They have the new cordless tools from Stihl. Of course, C.F. Reese still does hydraulic hose repair and still your welding supply store. Do business with the family you know. C.F. Reese & Son Company, 832 North Main Street, Rutherfordton, now open on Saturdays. Well, the police are investigating an incident at Walmart and want to talk with a white female that left the store before officers arrived Wednesday, December the 8th. She's described as a white female with brown hair, wearing a red outfit. She left in a 2004 to a 2008 Acura with front left corner damage. The vehicle also has three purple rims and one non-matching rim. If you have any information, please contact Sergeant Sean Keeter at the Forest City Police Department at 245-5555 or Central Communications at 286-2911. They want to talk to this subject seen leaving the store. Now here is DeVern over in Bostic with a Monday Morning Update. Good morning, DeVern.
Good morning, Jim. How are you on this cold morning?
I am a little chilly this morning.
Okay, it's 30 degrees over here in Bostic, kind of chilly like you said. The fire department responded to one motor vehicle. Bostic Florist has raffle tickets for Chamber of Commerce up to December the 17th. And as everyone's preparing for Christmas, go to Washburn store and get your Christmas candy. And go out and see the lights. Look around. If you see someone that can use a little encouragement during the season, give it to them. And several of the churches around are going to be going out Tuesday and giving out toboggans at different places. So we're excited about that. Hope everyone has a safe day.
Thanks, DeVern. You have a great day as well. Thanks for the report, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Now we're going up to the Hudlow, where things are always nice up there. Not always quiet, but nice. And Bob Hodge keeps his eye on things for us. Good morning, Mr. Hodge. How are you doing, sir?
We're doing just fine on this chilly Monday morning up here.
I'll tell you, it seems to be wrapped up this morning for sure.
That's right there. Yeah, you better wrap up if you go out early this morning, but that sun will come out and warm up a little after a while.
Yeah, I hope so. I came in this morning and my furnace is not working today. I have a little tank out, a little small tank, and I never can remember that it's so small it has to be filled up a lot. So apparently I ran out over the weekend. It always happens on a weekend, of course. So I'm out of fuel, I guess, and my room in here is kind of cold.
I bet it did there. I bet you had to throw another blanket on the bed there during the night. But I tell you, you better not be running out of fuel this time of the year there. So
no, have to get that fixed today.
That's right. Well, Jim, up here with our neck of the woods with the fire department over the weekend, we've answered a couple of medical calls and had one vehicle accident call with us, no injuries, and happy birthday to Donna McCraw this morning. And that's about it up here, and look like we're going to have a pretty nice week and going to warm up a little, and so everybody be careful going out shopping and getting the Christmas stuff done this week. So
yeah, that's right.
Just don't be in no hurry and just take your time.
Watch out for the other person, because that person may not be watching out for you.
That's right there. You got to do that. But, Jim, that's about it. You take care, and you have a good day.
Thanks, Bob. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
'Twas the time of the holidays, and all through the house were to-do notes left by my loving spouse. The lights weren't hung, which she found problematic. They were still in a box somewhere in the attic. Then home from the store, my wife did appear. North Carolina Education Lottery scratch-offs in hand, and I started to cheer. 6 holiday scratch-offs to choose. What fun. I flew through my list, and now I'm done. This holiday season need not be a chore, because holiday scratch-offs are the gift that could be so much more. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.95 to 9.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Let's check in now with the Cherry Mountain Fire District. Sue Price is on the phone to give us an update. Sue, good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
Is it cold over there?
Yes, it is cold. It's winter time. We expect it to be cold.
Oh, yes.
Just a pretty day out there, looks like. Had a pretty day yesterday, and even Graham and them came by and rode us up to the live nativity last night at Fairview. That was nice.
Good.
I'd hated to have been staring out there like it did there for 2 hours.
Mm.
Ooh, I knew they got cold. Well, let's see. I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries on either one of my calendars. So nobody's celebrating that I know, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it. And in my announcements, tonight is the meeting for the Golden Valley Community Club, so all you club members remember that and come on out. Have our covered dish meal first, and then we'll going to play some Christmas games and just have a good time. And the Christmas program, December 17th at 7 p.m. at Golden Valley Church. The Duncans Creek Church will have a Christmas Eve candle lighting service and a Christmas carols. And the First Broad Baptist Church will have a Christmas program. A Christmas Eve service at 10 p.m. So keep those in mind. I do have one birthday. No, that's later on, so I don't have any. And as far as I know, the blood drive coming up on 20th at the clubhouse at Golden Valley from 3 to 7 p.m. So if you're able to give blood, that's a good thing to do. And as far as I know, Jim, that's the only announcements I have. It's quite calm and looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Thanks, Sue. You too, and I will check in with you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, folks, Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply is an amazing store. I can say that because they have what you need. From pet supplies to fire and ant killer to horse-quality Timothy alfalfa hay, $14 per bale. Attention carp fishermen, they have C&J flavoring, only $8 per bottle. And they have oats for sale. Refill your propane tanks at the lowest price. Fully stocked with all your deer supplies and a great selection of farm implements. Need mulch? $12 per scoop. We could call it a superstore. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply, 188 Whiteside Road in Rutherfordton.
Well, at 7:34 on this Monday morning, let me give you an update on the family that we're attempting to try to help. There is no update. I have not been successful in finding a place for them to live and stay and over holidays at all. Everybody's apartments apparently are full up and the houses are full up and nobody's got anything available. So we're still looking, still waiting for the mother and the two boys that are living in a camper back of a camper with another woman who has 6 dogs, and they're sleeping. The mother and the boys are sleeping on the floor on a pallet. I did take down some warm blankets to them on Friday, I believe it was Friday, to maybe give them a little comfort on the floor and a little warmth. But we have not found a place yet for them, so they're still in that condition. But we're looking. It's getting more complicated all along, but we'll keep searching. I'll let you know as soon as we get something done. We've had some folks jump in and volunteer with some money to help put them in a motel if we have to do that, and that's one of the things we can do, but it'd be one of the things I'd hate to do because it would be a temporary setting. But anyway, we'll talk more about it later. Let me just go over it now to let's go over here to Shingle Hollow, State Shingle Hollow. Tina White, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I am doing well this Monday morning.
Good. Mondays are difficult to get started sometime, but I'm glad everybody can be happy on a Monday.
Well, it is a beautiful Monday up here. It looks like snow covered everywhere. The frost is so thick. It's 28 degrees, and the sun's starting to peek over there. So it's not. I don't think it's going to be cloudy today. Both fire departments, Shingle Hollow and Green Hill, were quiet over the weekend. We're thanking God for that. The church calendars, none have birthdays today or anniversaries, so nobody's celebrating up here in Shingle Hollow, it doesn't look like. And the Christmas play last night at Piney Knob, the little children's Christmas program, was so sweet and such a blessing. They're having their adult Christmas play next Sunday night at 6 p.m. And that is Piney Knob Baptist Church, Pilgrim's Way Baptist Church is having their children's Christmas program 11 a.m. on the 19th. And then their adult Christmas play will be 7 p.m. on the 24th on Christmas Eve. So if I said Pilgrim's Way Baptist Church had their Christmas play last night, I meant Piney Knob Baptist Church, and it was wonderful. No other announcements this morning. I think that we're just going to be calm and quiet on this Monday.
I love those Christmas plays when the kids get involved and somebody plays Angels, somebody plays Mary and Joseph. I love to see those.
I do too. They're just close to my heart.
I'm glad church is still doing that. I love cantatas, and I've done many cantatas over the years. I love those, and I wouldn't want to do away with those. I just love those little dramas.
I like it all. I just love Christmas.
I love Christmas. I do too.
Yes.
Well, you have a wonderful day up there, and stay warm as you can, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.
Okay, everybody stay safe and have a very blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let me brag on Hutchins Pest Control a minute. Don't let the pest bug you when Hutchins Pest Control is as close as a phone call. Honest, dependable, professional, and on-time service may be the reason they keep getting voted best pest control. If you have a pest problem, call this family-run business at 287-5171. Licensed in North and South Carolina and fully insured and bonded. Get a free estimate when you call Hutchins Pest Control and be sure the job is done right. That's Hutchins Pest Control. Call them today at 287-5171 and they'll be right there. All right, Brenda Kelly's over the phone now from Union Mills. That's where you are, Brenda. Don't want to mislocate you there. You've been in Union Mills a long time, haven't you?
48, 49 years, something like that.
Well, Shingle Hollow will probably be glad to have you, but I know you don't want to move to Shingle Hollow. You just stay right where you are.
I'm happy where I'm at. You're exactly right. So I'm glad to be here on this little tiny mountain.
On Kelly Hill.
Yeah, and I'm like Tina. It looks like snow out there with the frost is so heavy.
Yeah, sure does.
It's pretty, but cold. We hope everybody's staying warm. And I hope somebody has a place that we can put the Christmas family. That's worrying me.
Yeah, it is really concerning, and there's so many outlying complications with this. But we'll get through it some way. I have confidence that we'll get through it.
There you go. We'll just have to do a lot of praying about it, won't we?
That's right. That's always good.
Yeah. We don't want it to be like when Jesus was born, had to go to the stable where the animals was.
Well,
That's what it made me think of.
Considering how she's living, that might even be more comfortable than how she's living. I don't know, but
yeah.
At least the animals could keep her warm.
That's exactly right, to pull up another dog.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. But we hope everybody's having a wonderful, magnificent Monday morning. I've got 22 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays or any anniversaries. And in ways of announcements, Friday, December the 31st, ring in the new year with the Union Mills Learning Center starting at 5 p.m. Food available, $5 a meal. Various bands beginning at 6 p.m. and going until, and there's no admission, but you do have a tip jar for the band. And so far, that's all I got going on that I know of. It's just short, sweet, and quiet, and cold. So we're just hoping that something will open up for the Christmas family. Surely somewhere in this county, as big as it is, somebody's got a place that they could rent to them or something.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah, you'd think, but who knows? I don't. I don't have a place, or I'd let them come here, but I don't have it. If I had an extra bedroom, I'd let them come here. I don't have that, so there you are.
That's mighty kind of you.
I don't like to see people down on the luck. Been there, done that.
Yep, been there, done that too.
Yeah. So.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your willingness to be of help like that, and I hope to get things squared away here pretty soon. And I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow.
Okay, have a good one. We'll catch you later.
Thanks, Brenda. It's 7:41, and we have 28 degrees on this Monday, just a few days before the big drawing for the raffle from the Chamber of Commerce. And not too many weeks away, not too many days away, just a couple of weeks away, we have the big drawing for the recliner from the Recliner Center. All that takes is a card into us, and we'll put them in together and have a drawing that morning, and somebody will win a nice leather recliner from the Recliner Center. We're in the Christmas spirit right here at 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB. You know, nothing strikes fear in the hearts of people more than receiving an IRS audit letter in the mail. Audits take much time away from your business and family, requiring you to gather mounds of records, and can become overwhelming unless you have someone you can depend on to take care of that for you. That's why we can recommend IE Accounting and Tax Service. Chris and his team of professionals are in the business to help. Even if you depended on someone else to prepare your taxes, IE Accounting and Tax Service will be glad to assist you or your company. Don't hesitate to call. As a small business owner, you have more important things to do than keep your own books. Why not let IE Accounting and Tax Service take care of that for you, so you can get back to the job of running your business? Consider their payroll solutions for your business, cash flow management, litigation support, and forensic investigation. Why not give them a call and see what they can do for your business? Here's that phone number, 828-395-1777. They're at 211 West Main Street, Spindale. Again, that's 395-1777, and it's spelled A-R-Y-E-E. Let's check in with the man about town of Ellenboro, North Carolina, Lou. Let's see. It'll be Luther Gilligan. Yeah, that's right, Luther Gilligan. Good morning.
Good morning, YouTube. Nice day there. Sun's coming up. Coffee's good. We'll have a good time today.
Cold?
It's quiet. Not a whole lot going on. Well, it's a quiet weekend for the most part. With anything going on there, there are 2 medical calls. Well, everything's quiet for the part. Just getting back in the groove. Getting another week started. We'll just see what happens today and let you know about it in the morning.
I'll see you next time.
Yeah. Right, you have a good day. Take care.
Bye. Birthday time, anniversary time here on the program for this Monday morning, the 13th of December. If you're celebrating a birthday, let us know about it. We'll celebrate with you. Just call us at 287-3356. We have several already on the list this morning, so let's add yours birthdays to our list this morning. Birthdays and anniversaries, call in now at 287-3356, and we'll announce those in just a moment.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. We'll have the job market report top of the hour this morning, find out where jobs are available. Also, if we have a little time, we're going to give to you the top 10 politically correct Christmas carols. That's a little fun here, but top 10 politically correct Christmas carols. How have they changed the names to make it politically correct? We'll share all that with you coming up during the 8 o'clock hour today.
Another season has come and gone, and you're still looking at that same sad-looking sofa or recliner. Well, now's the time to change the inside of your home to look as pretty as colors outside. And the perfect place to start is the Recliner Center. Right now at the Recliner Center, everything is 20% off. That's 20% off sofas, recliners, sofa recliners. If someone you love is having trouble standing, the Recliner Center has all lift chairs on sale for 10% off. All lift chairs, 10% off. Now, some of these chairs can take you from a standing position, then safely back down to a sitting position with no effort on your part whatsoever. Angela is cleaning out merchandise to make room for more. So now's your chance to redecorate your home and take advantage of the great savings at the Recliner Center. All lift chairs, 10% off. Everything else is 20% off. Angela is seeing folks by appointment only, so call 828-395-3562. Call her today. The Recliner Center. They're on Coopers Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
And Angela's giving away a recliner again this Christmas, so get your cards into us, and we'll have that drawing on Christmas Eve morning. Just send we're running a little bit behind on this schedule, but get it to us at Post Office Box 511. We'll have that drawing, and somebody could win a nice, beautiful Lane recliner. Meanwhile, go back to Washburn Store. They're ready for Christmas. Are you? They can help you get ready for Christmas with a stop inside. They got so many ideas, so many things you can get for Christmas giving. Even a gift basket. They'll prepare a gift basket for you. They got all that Christmas candy that's fresh every year. And go by and see about a pair of warm overalls for somebody this Christmas. Washburn Store. They're your Santa Claus headquarters, and Santa was there last week, I believe. I hope he left a good note for me or something over there. We'll see. But go by Washburn Store and see what's available between Bostic and Sunshine on the Bostic Sunshine Highway.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we focus what's important to you. We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
Well, let your mouth water today because Granny B's closed on Mondays, but they'll be back tomorrow morning serving breakfast as early as 7 o'clock. So be sure to plan breakfast around them and lunch and afternoon snack or mid-morning snack with a delicious daylight donut, or maybe take a big old sub home with you tomorrow night. Granny B's got it all covered for you. Let your mouth water today because they're closed. Be back at it tomorrow morning. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday wishes and happy wedding anniversary wishes going out to Cecil and Mabel Knight. It's their 57th wedding anniversary. They live over in Ellenboro, so happy anniversary to Cecil and Mabel Knight. Teresa Marlowe Steps having a birthday today. Wes Mays is celebrating a birthday. Barbara Logan also is having a birthday. Also want to wish Edwin T. Shelton Jr. of Bostic 55 today. Jonathan Mills over in the Chase community is 21. And Charles Francis in Caroline's having a birthday. And I want to wish my grandson, my youngest grandson, Marcus Moreno. He had a birthday yesterday. He turned 11, believe it or not. He's getting on up there. But we wish him a happy. Birthdays also include Mary Todd Lincoln, wife of Abraham Lincoln. She was born in 1818, died in 1882. Dick Van Dyke had a birthday, 1925. Ted Nugent, 1948. Randy Owen, a member of the Alabama group, he was born in 1949. Jamie Foxx, an actor, he was born in 1967 on this date. And Taylor Swift has a birthday today, 1989 was her birthday. Events on this day include 1959, the first music store in America. I'm sorry, that's 1759. 1959, is that 1759, Shirley? Music store opened in America, opened. 1950, James Dean began his career by appearing in a Pepsi commercial. In 2003, Saddam Hussein is captured. Saddam Hussein is captured. Pick a pathologist day, National Violin Day, National Guard Day, National Day of the Horse, and National Cocoa Day. Now you're up to date on this date in history right here on WCAB.
We often fear the unknown. Many have experienced the first mortgage jitters or the trepidation of moving to a new city because of a job transfer, or worse yet, no job at all. The number of times the psalmist talked about overcoming fear indicates he certainly knew what it was. Harold Myra tells of browsing in a Delaware Water Gap gift shop and noticing a card with the following verse, "And I said to the man who stood at the gate of the year, 'Give me light that I may tread safely into the unknown.' And he replied, 'Go out into the darkness and put your hand into the hand of God. That shall be to you better than light and safer than the known way.'" The songwriter said, "I don't know about tomorrow. I just live from day to day. I don't borrow from its sunshine, for its skies may turn to gray. I don't worry for the future, for I know what Jesus said, and today he walks beside me, for he knows what is ahead. Many things about tomorrow I don't seem to understand, but I know who holds tomorrow, and I know who holds my hand. As you go about your tasks today, put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the troubled sea." This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living. Scripts for today's Key to Confident Living are now available in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS.
This is Jim Bishop, and I hope you're enjoying our Christmas programming this year. And we at WCAB wish a very
WCAB.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Surviving a devastating tornado in Mayfield, Kentucky.
Everybody just started screaming. We just started screaming. And it was terrifying, horrifying, petrifying, all those words. All in one. It was all of those.
Kiana Parsons Perez, one of the dozens who made it out of a candle factory in Mayfield. 8 were killed there and 8 are still unaccounted for. Overall, more than 30 people were killed in tornadoes that struck 9 states. ABC's David Muir is in Mayfield.
Think about this. A tornadic supercell carved a path of destruction 200 miles long. It gives you an idea of the ferocity of these tornadoes here. And at that candle factory not far from where we're standing, those workers trying to fulfill Christmas orders, so many of them trapped in the rubble when the tornado hit. They spoke of the smell of candles. The rescue workers, they could smell the vanilla scent when they arrived on the scene.
Asked what the state needed most right now, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear told Muir.
We need prayers. We are still hoping for miracles. Every person we find or locate, we're just getting cell service back up in some places, so we are finding people, and every single moment is incredible.
The western U.S. is bracing for its major winter snowstorm today. Localized flooding, high winds, the possibility of mudslides in northern California predicted. In suburban Houston, they're still looking for those who opened fire on a candlelight vigil. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez.
Right as they were releasing the balloons up in the air was when the vehicle came, and almost at that exact time is when they opened fire into a crowd.
1 person was killed. At least 14 other people were hurt. Vice President Kamala Harris is announcing more than $1 billion in commitment from international businesses to support the economies of Central American countries. It's an attempt to improve local conditions so migrants aren't forced to flee their homes. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And sure, they have 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There's no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say Jill 50, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Plus, save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say Jill 50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
Testimony resumes today in the trial of Kim Potter. She is the former Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer who's facing manslaughter charges in the death of Daunte Wright. Jurors are expected today to hear from a medical examiner who will explain Wright's autopsy. Potter says she accidentally fired off her gun instead of her taser during a traffic stop when officers were trying to arrest Daunte Wright. The House committee charged with investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol is set to vote on holding former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows in contempt of Congress.
This amid new revelations first reported by Politico that Meadows sent an email the day before the pro-Trump rally January 6th saying the National Guard would be present to protect pro-Trump people and that many more would be available on standby. The context and who may have received that email remain unclear, but it could play a role in investigating the National Guard's delayed response to the riot the following day.
That's ABC's Christine Sloan. The suspect in the mass shooting at Oxford High School in Michigan, suburban Detroit, will be in court today for a procedural hearing. 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley is being tried as an adult, charged with opening fire at his school and killing 4 people. His parents are also being charged with involuntary manslaughter. Today's hearing will prepare the court for another hearing later this month where a judge will hear evidence. This is ABC News.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
I'm Sherry Preston. ABC News.
Hello and happy Monday. For the day ahead, we'll see plenty of sunshine, and after this colder start, we'll see temperatures in the upper 50s and around 60 this afternoon. For tonight, chilly again, that mostly clear sky back with us. We'll start in the low 30s to start for Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, another sunny sky with highs in the low to mid 60s, staying mild on Wednesday, even warmer Thursday and Friday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
We're still in the freezer locker. We'll be there for a few hours yet to come. We got to get up to about 59 for our daytime high, but right now we are 28 degrees. And tomorrow morning, it's probably around 31 when we wake up. So we got some cool nights and pleasant days ahead of us. No rain in the forecast until the weekend coming up. But we do have a busy week preparing ourselves for the holidays. We've got the big chamber raffle drawing on Friday at 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, and we'll be streaming that on Facebook, streaming that on our website, and doing it live here on the radio. So if you've not yet bought your tickets for the raffle, please see me after about 10 o'clock this morning, or go by the chamber. They have a few left. They're running out here pretty quickly. And then get your Christmas card sent in, because we're giving away a recliner on Christmas Eve morning. The Recliner Center is giving away another recliner. It's been an annual thing with them, and we're happy to participate. Get your Christmas card sent to us, Post Office Box 511, Rutherfordton, and then we'll do that drawing with Angela and her family on Christmas Eve morning and deliver that recliner out to somebody of our listening audience. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yes, busy. 6 minutes after 8, let's go to the phones now. And on the phone with right now is Anita. Give us ideas where some jobs are. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing pretty good this morning. It's 27 degrees at my house.
Boy, that's cold, isn't it? Too cold to do any Christmas shopping, you think? Or is Christmas shopping going on in spite of the fact it's cold?
Probably some Christmas shopping for people all kinds of places.
You got yours done?
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, I'm way behind again this year as usual.
I hear you.
What's on the list today?
Well, we got a machine operator in Far City. That's pay is $18 an hour. They're not requiring any education, but they do want 2 years experience. We have an equipment operator in Spindale. That pay is dependent on experience. It does require 5 years and a high school diploma. We have a general labor in Rutherfordton. That's not requiring any high school, but does require 6 months experience. We have a restaurant shift supervisor out in Columbus. That pay is $9 to $14 an hour. They require a high school diploma and a year's experience. A manufacturing associate out in Spindale. They're not requiring any education or experience, and their pay is dependent on experience. We have a forklift packer out in Far City. That pay is $16.50, begin at $16.50 an hour. They're not requiring a high school diploma, but they would like you to have a year experience on the forklift. We have a recruiter out in Spindale. That requires a high school diploma in 3 years. The pay is dependent on experience. We have a restaurant crew member out in Columbus. That pay is $8.50 to $12 an hour. They're not requiring any education or any experience. A service technician in Spindale. The pay is dependent on experience. It is requires a high school diploma and 5 years. We have another restaurant crew member out in Far City. That would not require any experience or any education. Pay is $8.50 to $12 an hour. We have an administrative specialist out in Spindale. That requires 2 years of college and a year's experience, and they will discuss the pay with the applicant. We have a CDL truck driver out in Rutherfordton. That does not require any education, but they would like you to have a year's experience driving. We have another restaurant shift supervisor out in Far City. That is requiring a high school diploma and a year's experience. And tomorrow from 10 to 1, we have a hiring event here in our office. And I think that's pretty much what's going on this week. As the holidays are coming in, things slow down, and you don't have a lot of hiring events. But I'm hoping that we can have a lot more the first of the year. So
wouldn't that be great?
Any of those jobs, you can give us a call at 828-286-3042, or just come by and see us on 223 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton, and we'll try to help you, and we'll try to help you even with a resume. And, of course, if you need some training, we are here for that.
Cover a lot of things for folks. I didn't realize you folks were that helpful, but I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, we try to be.
Good, good. Well, I appreciate you being with us on Monday. It's very helpful for you to let folks know where some job opportunities are, and I hope they will grab them and make some money, a little extra money, maybe for Christmas.
That's right, yeah.
Listen, you have a wonderful day. Thank you, and be safe and be warm.
And we'll see you next Monday.
I'll see you then.
Thanks, Eric.
Bye. It's always a pleasure to get those job reports because we know I wish all these restaurants would get enough people so they can open up their regular schedules. It's sort of difficult to find some places to go when they're closed because they don't have enough help. But we'll move on. We've got a lot of things to cover this hour, including some news from here and there right after this.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recalled devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591. And Smith Drugs has the Moderna and Pfizer initial shots and the boosters. They also have the flu vaccines, and November is Diabetes Month. Get 10% off diabetic socks for the month of November at Smith Drugs of Forest City.
Now some stories from here and there. You heard us talking earlier. On December the 9th at approximately 11:08 p.m., Rutherford County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to 2511 Bills Creek Road, Lake Lure, in reference to a victim who had been stabbed. Deputies located the victim, Reginald Randy Vest, on the ground near a logging trailer on the property. EMS arrived and pronounced Mr. Vest deceased. The suspect, Nicholas Dwayne Smith, had fled the scene before the deputies arrived. At that time, he has since been captured. He has been captured and is in the slammer this morning. Again, Nicholas Dwayne Smith has been captured and charged with the death and stabbing death of Reginald Randy Vest. Meanwhile, Forest City Police are investigating an incident at Walmart and want to talk with a white female that left the store before officers arrived Wednesday, December the 8th. She is described as a white female with brown hair wearing a red outfit. She left in a 2004-2008, between a 2004 to 2008 Acura with front left corner damage. The vehicle also has 3 purple rims and 1 non-matching rim. If you have any information, please contact Sergeant Sean Keeter at Forest City Police Department at 828-245-5555 or Central Communications at 828-286-2911. Keep your eyes peeled for something like that. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of shoplifting, grab and run kind of things over between now and Christmas. Don't get involved with it. Don't get yourself in trouble, but be as observant as you can. Get tag numbers and descriptions of the folks that you observe and get them taken care of. Well, commissioners are recommended naming a bridge to honor J.C. Surratt. A bridge on U.S. Highway 221A in Cliffside, crossing Broad River, may soon be officially named in honor of the late J.C. Surratt. The Rutherford County Commissioners approved a resolution supporting naming the bridge at their Monday, December 6th meeting. That vote was unanimous. Surratt was an African-American male who worked for Cone Mills in Cliffside for 51 years. Despite not operating a vehicle, he achieved perfect attendance for 50 of his years of employment, according to us. He didn't have a car, but he showed up. Perfect attendance for 50 of his years of employment. Boy, if we could have folks follow that example today, wouldn't that be great? Surratt, though he endured a racism in his daily life, he was known for his service to the community and respect he earned on the job at Cone Mills. As an employee, he was trusted and given tasks that required a high school degree of responsibility, including transporting paychecks, and he didn't have one, but he was trusted in that respect. The resolution states that Surratt influenced his community with his honesty, integrity, and character. The commissioners officially requested that the North Carolina Department of Transportation dedicate and name the bridge in honor of Surratt. Commissioner Greg Lovelace made the motion to approve that resolution. County Manager Steve Garrison said this was an acknowledgement that everyday people make a difference and can live lives of integrity despite enduring hardships. Dr. Shemaine Surratt, a granddaughter of J.C. Surratt, approached county government with the bridge request about a year ago. The bridge is located near Duke Power Road. NCDOT is expected to make the decision on the request in 2022. What an example for young folks to follow. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's assistance in locating a missing juvenile, Caitlin Ann Bodford. Caitlin was last seen in Bostic. She is a 15-year-old white female with blue eyes, long, straight brown hair. Caitlin is 5 feet 1 inch tall and weighs about 168 pounds. She was last known to be wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, black sandals, and black pants. She may be in the company of a black male by the name of Kennathan McGuire. If you have information regarding the whereabouts of Caitlin Ann Bodford, please contact the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office at 286-2911. Well, members of the Rutherford Outdoor Coalition honored one of their own at the ROC's annual holiday party Tuesday evening. At Barley's Tap Room in Spindale, ROC member Jeff Hodge was named Volunteer of the Year. Hodge, who is retired and lives in Rutherfordton, devoted more than 100 hours in 2021 as a trail boss and river steward. ROC Outdoor Programs Director Jess Kerr says Hodge attends most every ROC workday on the trails and attends most ROC events. He is always ready to lend a hand and bring his knowledge and tools to get the job done, said Kerr. We're so thankful for everything that Jeff brings to our organization. He is so much fun to be around and makes the work days and outings so enjoyable. We especially love when he brings Jake, his trail dog, in training. Kerr continues, as a small but mighty nonprofit, we heavily rely on dedication of our amazing volunteers, and we're so thankful for all that they share with us. ROC continues to need volunteers. They can support the work of ROC in a variety of ways. According to Kerr, volunteers can provide office support, service on marketing or fundraising committee, or lead hikes, or help with special events. ROC holds a volunteer information session on the second Monday each month from 10 to 11 a.m., and its headquarters, 115 North Oak Street, Spindale. This article from the Daily Courier. So congratulations to our friend for being selected Volunteer of the Year, Jeff Hodge. He's also a member of our Forest City Kiwanis Club, and we always look forward to seeing him on Mondays. 17 minutes past 8 o'clock. More right after this.
This is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates. We know that due to COVID, many people don't want to come in the office. If you need to discuss your insurance needs or just make a payment, you can come through the drive-thru, telephone us, or drop in. We want to see you, but it doesn't have to be across from a desk. Insurance Service Associates, now located at 245 East Main Street in Forest City.
Ho, ho, ho! Santa Claus is coming to town, and he's making a stop at Haircutters in Rutherfordton December the 18th. That's right, kids. Ask Mom and Dad or Grandma and Granddad to bring you out to see Santa and get candy. Santa will be sitting in the big chair to find out what's on your Christmas list. Santa will be at Haircutters from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Saturday, December the 18th. Come give Santa a big welcome and tell him how good you've been this year. Pass the word. Santa Claus is coming to Haircutters.
It's not any wonder when Santa pulls his list together, Butler's Jewelry and Loan is right at the top. There is a reason for that. Butler's carries what folks love to get for Christmas, jewelry. A beautiful selection of jewelry, and they do jewelry repair too. Check out the cost of sunglasses. Plenty of guns, ammo, and each trip to Butler's Jewelry and Loan will be time well spent. Remember, free gift wrapping. Butler's will have extended hours during the carriage and hayride nights. Downtown Forest City, be a smart Santa. Shop Butler's Jewelry and Loan.
If you want some good food and good friendly service and clean restaurant, do yourself a favor and stop by Scrappy's Food and Deli. Scrappy's Food and Fuel. If you'd like a great hot dog or hand-braided chicken tenders and onion rings or a juicy hamburger, then your next stop should be Scrappy's Food and Fuel. Tell you something else, those who are out right now and hungry for breakfast. Full breakfast served Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. until 2 o'clock. Saturdays from 7 until 2. Those hot handmade biscuits are ready at 6 o'clock. They're freshly made. They're not these pop out of a tin can. They make them fresh, and they make them good. You really need to check out their menu for other choices. The store is open till 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your favorite snacks and gasoline fill-ups. Scrappy's Food and Fuel is on the corner of Chase High Road and Highway 221. Scrappy's Food and Fuel, locally owned and locally operated. Go see them. Tell them Jim Bishop told you to come down. I've enjoyed a couple of trips there, and I know you will too. Deputy Friend was with us earlier this morning, gave us a report from the Sheriff's Department.
Past 24 hours, we've had 207 calls, made 15 arrests, and currently are housing 175 in the jail. As far as incident reports, we got Rebecca Carlson of East Church Street reporting larceny of mail from the mailbox. We've got Linda Allred from Dobbinsville Road reporting fraud. Brittany Buckner, DePriest Road, reporting felony larceny of a dirt bike. As far as arrest, I've got Keith Self, Dusty Hollow, felony possession scheduled 6, possession with intent, manufacture, sell, and deliver. Candace Orr of Wood Road, obtaining property by false pretenses, identity theft. Michael Wyatt of Island Ford Road, failure to appear on misdemeanor. India Green of 74 Business, failure to appear on a felony. And Christopher Moore of Erie Lane, assault on government official, resist, obstruct, delay. That's all I have for you this morning.
Thank you, Deputy Fred, for that report. I'm going to have to hold off till tomorrow what I was going to do today. I'm running out of time, but I wanted to give you the top 10 politically correct Christmas carols. It's kind of funny. It's kind of a make fun of these folks who are so woke and so politically correct. We'll give you that tomorrow morning, so stand by for that. Meanwhile, we're going to make room here for sports coming up after we enjoy a little holiday music.
Credit to Atlanta. Played well enough to win the game. Disappointed in having the loss. Again, like many other games, just kind of some self-inflicted wounds. Not going to win many games. In fact, the odds are in the 80s against you when you have 3 turnovers.
The Cowboys built a big lead before holding off Washington, as we hear from Craig Heist.
The Cowboys took advantage of 4 Washington turnovers, then had to overcome some mistakes of their own, but they held on to beat the football team 27-20. Dak Prescott threw a 7-yard touchdown pass to Amari Cooper, and Dorrance Armstrong returned a Taylor Heineke fumble 37 yards for a score. Micah Parsons had 2 sacks and a forced fumble. Prescott and the Cowboys now own a 3-game lead in the NFC East, but there's still work to do.
We just want to continue to get better, game in and game out, heading into this playoff race to make sure that we're playing our best ball when we need to. And as I said, it was a struggle on offense, and we weren't exactly executing the way that we want to, especially late in the game.
Dallas is 9-4, while the football team falls to 6-7. Craig Heist, Landover, Maryland.
Travion Williams had a season-high 22 points to go with 12 rebounds and an 82-72 overtime victory for number 1 Purdue against North Carolina State in Brooklyn yesterday. Wolfpack coach Kevin Keats.
Very, very happy with the fight of my team. We played against a very good Purdue team, probably the best team I've seen so far.
The Vancouver Canucks extended their win streak to 4 games, a 2-1 victory yesterday over the Carolina Hurricanes. Canucks undefeated under new coach Bruce Boudreau. You're listening to NCN Sports.
Shorter days, cold weather, the flu, and COVID-19. Are you ready for winter? Layer up for extra protection with 2 vaccines, one for the flu and the other for COVID-19. Both flu and COVID-19 vaccines provide layers of protection against severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Get a flu vaccine and a COVID-19 shot now to protect yourself and your loved ones. Go to myspot.nc.gov or call 1-888-675-4567.
North Carolina retailers are the backbone of the local economy, and now you hold the power to help them rebound faster by spending your dollars in North Carolina. Our retailers' first priority is the health and safety of their employees and customers. So please be patient with retail employees, especially if they ask you to wear a mask. In most cases, they are required by law. The NC Retail Merchants Association proudly represents these dedicated retailers and encourages you to shop smart and shop NC. Learn more at ncrma.org.
It was another Tom Brady day. Tom Akins explains.
Tampa Bay came up with the game's biggest play in overtime to defeat Buffalo 33-27. Brady hit Rashad Perriman for a 58-yard touchdown pass to grab the win. It was the 700th touchdown pass in Brady's regular season and postseason career.
It's just amazing to have so many people share in all those great accomplishments that obviously to me I feel like they're all team awards.
The Associated Press will increase the number of players honored in its annual All-America teams to include a 3rd wide receiver and 5th defensive back. That move is being made to more accurately reflect the evolution of college football offenses and defenses. The AP has named All-America teams since 1925 based on voting by a national media panel. Tony Rixby, NCN Sports.
Hello and happy Monday. For the day ahead, we'll see plenty of sunshine, and after this colder start, we'll see temperatures in the upper 50s and around 60 this afternoon. For tonight, chilly again, that mostly clear sky back with us. We'll start in the low 30s to start for Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, another sunny sky with highs in the low to mid 60s, staying mild on Wednesday, even warmer Thursday and Friday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
I believe it's going to warm up sometime today. Right now, though, we've only edged up 1 degree, 29 degrees right now, warming up to 59 before the day's over with. That'll be our warmth for today, dropping back tonight to 31, and we got beautiful, clear, cold weather for the next few days. Rain coming back, looks like, for the weekend right now, but we can enjoy this day. It's another great getting up morning here in the foothills. It's 8:30. This is WCAB Rutherfordton, serving the foothills of the Carolinas. 100.9 FM, 590 AM. It's time now for the Word of Faith Fellowship radio program, and with the program this morning is Caleb Hall.
Good morning, Rutherford County. This is Caleb Hall. I'm so honored to be here with you this morning. And, you know, we are living in trying times. And, you know, every day, the more I look around, the more I see things going on in the world. You hear of the the shootings, the different things going on. It's showing us more and more that, we're living in the last days. Jesus is coming back, and we better get our hearts right. We better be ready, because the time is getting very short. The world is getting dark, but the people of God should be getting brighter and should be learning more about Jesus every day and learning how to walk and live in a time where we have to have him. He is our indispensable necessity. We have to have him every moment of the day. And a couple weeks back, I was laying in my bed one night, and I just started crying out to God, and I said, God, I've got to have your will. I've got to have your way in my life. I've got to have your will for my family, for those that you call me to walk with. We've got to know you. We've got to know you in these last days that we're living in, with all the different things that are going on in the world and the trying times that we live in. And God took me over to 2 Timothy chapter 3. And I want to read this to you, because it says, but understand this is in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1, that in the last days will come, set in perilous times of great stress and trouble. They're hard to deal with and hard to bear. And we see that around us every day. We have the pandemic that we've been going through. We have the different things with the uprisings, with the turmoil, with the shootings, like I mentioned earlier, different things going on that are just, it's terrible, the powers of darkness that are being unleashed in the earth right now. And it says, for people will be lovers of self and utterly self-centered, lovers of money and aroused by an inordinate greedy desire for wealth, proud and arrogant and contemptuous boasters. They will be abusive, blasphemous, scoffing, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, and profane. And if you just take a minute and you look around you every day, look at your life, look at the people you're around in the world, you can see this very clearly is happening. People are so concerned about themselves, about their own things, about money, and they're not concerned about God and what God's will is and what God's plan is for their lives. And you can see this progression happening in the world, because then it says they'll be without natural human affection, callous and inhuman. And how can these things happen? How can people be so taken over by demonic powers to do the things that they do? It's because they've rejected God and they don't seek God. And it says right here, they'll become callous, without human affection, relentless, admitting of no truce or appeasement. They will be slanderers, false accusers, troublemakers, intemperate and loose in morals and conduct, uncontrolled and fierce, haters of good. They will be treacherous betrayers, rash and inflated with self-conceit. They will be lovers of sensual pleasures and vain amusements more than and rather than lovers of God. And that part, when I read that, I said, God, I don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be us, where we seek natural pleasures. We seek vain amusements more than we seek you. Because if you look around you every day, what is everybody going after? They're going after the next high they can have, this next pleasure that they can go and have, instead of seeking after God, seeking after God's will, seeking after his plan, yearning for truth, yearning for God. All they care about is having more money, having success, having fame, having fortune. And all it does is it brings the judgment of God on you. And it brings this apostasy on the inside of you, where you reject God, you reject his ways, and what do? You become callous, you become inhuman, you become treacherous, you become a betrayer, and you totally turn your back on everything God has called you to be, because of that place where you don't seek God and you seek your vain amusements, you seek your natural pleasures more than you seek God. Because it says in verse 5, for although they hold a form of piety, true religion, they deny and reject and are strangers to the power of it. Their conduct belies the genuineness of their profession. Avoid all such people and turn away from them. And I began to cry out. I said, God, what are you trying to speak to me through this? And I heard so clearly. And he said, Caleb, in these last days, if you don't seek me with all your heart, if you don't cry out to crave, to know, to inquire of me in every moment of the day, everything you walk through, every step, that there's a cry in your heart, God, I've got to know you. I got to yearn after you, Jesus, yearn for truth in every situation. This is what's going to happen to you. This is the path that you're setting yourself up to walk down when you don't live that way. Because what does it say? It says they hold a form of piety, true religion, but they deny the power of it because of by their conduct. And so many of the times every day we say, Jesus, we love you. Jesus, we want to serve you. We want to obey your will and your plan for our life. But we go after our own will. We go after our own plans. We seek those vain amusements like it said in that scripture. And what does it do? It robs our hearts from God. It steals our heart from God. I began to cry out. I said, God, I want to know you. I want to seek you. Put a desire in my heart that, God, every moment of the day I seek and I yearn to be in your will. I yearn to know truth. Because in every situation we walk in every day, if we don't know what truth is, what is truth? It's Jesus. Jesus, his will, his word, every word that God speaks, every word that Jesus reveals to us, that is the truth in that situation. And if we don't have truth, we're not going to make it. If we don't have truth, we're going to be deceived and we're going to fall into the plan of the devil for our lives. And we're going to be taken over like this scripture was talking about. And I began to cry out, Jesus, I want to seek you. And I began to go back into the scriptures about seeking and yearning for God, yearning for truth and yearning for the way of God, yearning for the commandments of God and yearning for God's will. And I began to read back in the Old Testament, and there's numerous accounts. You can go read it for yourself, where it says that the king of Israel, a lot of times it's talking about the king or the people, it says that they did evil in the sight of God because they did not set their hearts to seek, to inquire of, and yearn for the Lord with all their desire. And I begin to check my heart and I begin to go back and say, God, and that's where God's calling each one of us today, to go back and look at our lives and saying, God, in every moment of the day, every situation that I walk through, is my whole heart's aim and desire to yearn for you, to seek you, to inquire of you in everything I do. Because if not, we're doing evil in the sight of God. And it's a serious day and hour that we live in. And it's a serious time that we need to set our hearts to seek God, to seek his will, to yearn for him, to yearn for his will and for his way. Because that's the only way we're going to make it. And if we don't, we're doing evil in the sight of God. And if you look back through each account where the king set his heart to seek God, or the people set their heart to seek God, what happened? They had the deliverance they needed. They had the freedom that they needed. God brought about his will and his plan in their lives, and they saw the salvation of God. But what was the prerequisite? They sought God. They turned to him with all their heart's desire. And it's not a half-hearted thing. It's not 1 minute. You know, Jesus, I got to have you in this situation when it's a big situation. But every day, the rest of the day, we just walk our own way. We do our own thing. We think we know better than God. No, it's every moment of the day. And every situation we face, God, I have to know you. God, what's your will in this situation? I want to know truth, because if I don't know truth, I'm going to be deceived. And if you go to Mark chapter 4, verse 23, it says here, if any man has ears to hear, let him be listening and let him perceive and comprehend. And that's what God's saying to each one of us. He's saying the time's short. I'm coming back. Jesus is coming back. If you have ears, hear what I'm saying. Seek me. Cry out to me. Know my way. Know my will. And he said to them, be careful what you are hearing. The measure of thought and study you give to the truth you hear will be the measure of virtue and knowledge that comes back to you, and more besides will be given to you who hear. And what are we listening to every day? Are we listening to the voice of God? Are we listening to what God has to say? Are we yearning and seeking for the truth of God? Once again, what is truth? It's what Jesus, it's the words that Jesus speaks. It's what Jesus has to say and what God has to say in every situation. That's what truth is. What are we yearning after? Are we seeking after the truth of God? Are we seeking after God's will? Or what are we listening to? Are we listening to the news? Are we listening to the media? Are we listening to everything going on around us and letting the deception and the power of the devil seduce us out of what truth is and lead us down the path where we will become what it said in 2 Timothy chapter 3? Because it says, for to him who has will more be given, and from him who has nothing, even what he has will be taken away by force. And let's read this in the New Amplified, because I love the way it puts it. Because it says, he said to them, pay attention to what you hear. By your own standard of measurement, that is, to the extent that you study spiritual truth and apply godly wisdom, it will be measured to you, and you will be given even greater ability to respond, and the more will be given to you besides. So what are we doing every day? Are we seeking after the truth of God? Are we seeking after that spiritual truth like it says here? It says to the extent that you study for truth, that you study to know the will of God, that you cry out to seek God, to seek his will. And then it says, and you apply the wisdom that God gives you. What is God's wisdom? It's his truth. It's his word. It's the revelation of God in your life every day out of seeking his will, seeking his plan, seeking to know his ways and to be in his presence and to be in his will. and to know him, it says that once you apply that to your life and you respond to the Spirit of God, it says the more you'll have. The more knowledge, the more you obey, the more you give your heart to God to seek his will and to cry out to know him and his way, the more truth that'll come to you, and the more revelation of the way of God and the spiritual truth and the godly wisdom will be revealed to you every moment of the day. But it says, for whoever has a teachable heart, to him more understanding will be given. And do we cry every day? Do we cry out to God to know his ways and have a teachable heart for God to come and correct us and teach us how to walk with him and teach us what truth is? Because we don't know what truth is. We don't know how to walk in his ways unless he reveals it to us. We can't do it on our own. What does John 5:30 say? I'm able to do nothing from myself, but as the voice comes to me, so can I give my decision. And that's how our decision is right and just. Because why? We do not seek our own will. We have no desire to do what's pleasing to ourselves, but only the will and the pleasure of the Father. And if that's our cry every day, God, seeking God to know his will, seeking to have no plan, no desire of our own, but only to know more of God and know more of his way and more of his plan. It says, and we have that teachable heart to be corrected. Whenever God comes to us and says, that's not my way, that's not my plan, this is my plan, walk in it, go this way, seek me, seek my will, it says, then more understanding will be given. So we'll have the understanding to walk through what we face every day, the trials, those hard times that are hard to deal with, like it says in that scripture, that we walk in every day, that we live in, the world we live in today. We'll have the truth of God to stand and to overcome the power of the devil because we have that teachable heart and we're crying out and seeking the wisdom of God and seeking the plan and the purpose of God. But this is the key. It says, whoever does not have a yearning for truth, even what he has will be taken away from him. And when I read that, I began to cry out to God. I said, God, I want to have a yearning for truth. Because what does it say? If you don't have a yearning for truth, you don't have a yearning to know God, to know his will, to know his plan, to seek God, to cry out for his will and yearn for him with all your heart's desire, you do evil in the sight of God, and what you have will be taken away. So that truth that God's put on the inside of you, it'll be taken away. And that's what happens if you read right in that, what I first read in 2 Timothy chapter 3. That's the progression. When you reject God and you reject the plan of God and you don't seek God with all your heart and you love vain amusements and sensual pleasures more than God, what happens? You become callous and inhuman. And then you can be lovers of, you love your own self, you love your own will, you love your own plans versus God's plans. And all that demonic activity and that demonic power takes you over to where you become a treacherous betrayer and you turn your back on those you love and who love you and everything that God's given you. And every bit of truth that was once inside of you is taken away because you turn your back on God and you don't seek his will and seek his plan every moment of the day. So let's cry out to God. Let's get it in our hearts. God, we want to know you. We want to yearn for truth because we don't want the truth that God's put on the inside of us to be taken away. Because God's given each one of us truth. He's given each one of us keys, little words that he's spoken to us to teach us how to walk, to teach us how to trust him, to know that he is God and know that he's real. We don't want those truths to be taken out of our hearts. Isaiah 55 verse 6 says, seek, inquire for, and require the Lord while he may be found. We have to seek after God while he can be found. Claiming him by necessity. Is God your necessity? God is my necessity. God, I want to know you. I have vital necessity. If you have a necessity in your life, something that's a necessity means you can't live without it. You have to have it every moment of the day. And that's the way God should be to us. We should be seeking, inquiring for, requiring God as our vital necessity every moment of the day and by right. What does that mean? If something is your right, that means it belongs to you. So it belongs to us to know God and to seek him and to cry out to know his will every day. It's our necessity. It's our right. And call upon him while he's near. God's near. He's here. He's waiting. What does that scripture say? All the day long I waited with my hand stretched out to people who wouldn't call on me. I was ready to be inquired of by those who asked not. All God is waiting for is for us to cry out to him, to seek him, to want to know his will and know his plan. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, and he will have love, pity, and mercy for him, and to our God, for he will multiply to him his abundant pardon. That's what you have to do. Forsake your wicked way. Turn your heart to God. Seek him with all your heart. Give up those wicked ways, and God will come, and he will make his home on the inside of you. He will draw near to those who draw near to him, and he will pardon you. What does it say? It says he'll multiply to him his abundant pardon. He'll have pity and love and mercy when you seek him, when you cry out to know him. Because for my thoughts are not your thoughts, says the Lord. Neither are your ways my ways. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. God's thoughts and his plans for us, his plans for prosperity, for wealth, for peace. What does it say? His thoughts are higher. His plans are higher. So anything that we have need, anything that we think we need, God's plan and his purpose to give it to us, to bring it about in our lives, is way higher than ours. But we have to seek God. Seek his will. Seek first his kingdom, it says, and his righteousness, and then all these things will be added to you. Don't worry, don't fret about the things in the natural, but seek, strive after God, seek to know God, and he'll give you everything you need. For as the rain and snow come down from the heavens and return not there again, but water the earth and make it bring forth and sprout, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goes forth out of my mouth. It shall not return to me void without producing any effect. The word of God will not return void in your life. God's plan will not return void in your life as long as you seek him and you cry out to know him and to know his plan and to know his will. But it shall accomplish that which I please and purpose, and it shall prosper in the thing for which I sent it. But you have to seek God. You have to cry out to know him, to know his will, and to yearn for him with all your heart's desire. That's how his will is going to be accomplished in your life. Zephaniah 2 verse 3 says, seek the Lord, inquire for him, inquire of him, and require him as the foremost necessity of your life. Once again, what is a foremost necessity? It's something that you can't live without. And that's what God is. That's that cry that should be in our hearts. And that's the cry that's in my heart every day. God, I want to seek you. You're the only necessity that I have. You're the only thing I need. You're a vital necessity in my life. I'm not going to make it without you. I can't take one step without you, God. I've got to have you. I've got to have your will. I've got to have your plan. It says, all you humble of the land who have acted in compliance with his revealed will and have kept his commandments. You have to obey the will of God. You have to keep God's commandments. You have to turn from wickedness, turn from that sin, and seek God. Seek his will. It says, seek righteousness. That's what he wants us to do. Seek righteousness. Seek humility. Inquire for them and require them as vital. Require God as vital. Require his commandments as vital in your life. Seek to know him. Seek to know his righteousness. Seek to know his way in every area of your life every day, in every situation you walk in, to know his will and his voice. And what will happen? It says, it may be that you will be hidden in the day of the Lord's anger. So when the judgment of God is at work in this world, and the judgment of God is on those who disobey and who are disobedient to the voice of God, God's protection will be on you. And God will save you and protect you because you seek his face and you want to know him with all your heart's desire. 1 Chronicles 16 verse 8 says, oh, give thanks to the Lord. Call upon his name. Make known his doings among the peoples. Sing to him. Sing praises to him. Meditate on and talk of all his wondrous works and devoutly praise them. Glory in his holy name, and let the hearts of those rejoice who seek you, who seek the Lord and his strength, who yearn for and seek his face and to be in his presence continually. And that should be our heart's cry every day. God, we need your strength. God, we need your ability to walk in these trying times that we live in. God, we need to know you. We need to know your way and we seek his face and to be in his presence. And when you're in the presence of God and you're before the face of God, learning to walk with God and learning to hear his voice in every situation, there's a heart of praise that comes on the inside of you, like it says here. It says, sing praises to him, make known his doings among the people. You can't help but share what God has done for you and how God has taught you to walk with him and to call on him and seek him as a vital necessity. Psalms 9, verse 9, it says, "The Lord also will be a refuge and a high tower for the oppressed, and a refuge and a stronghold in times of trouble, high cost, destitution, and desperation." And is that not what we're living in every day? High cost, trouble, destitution, desperation. Everywhere you look at in the world, you see this. You see this happening. But what? The Lord God will be your refuge. He'll be your stronghold. He'll be your high tower if you seek him, if you yearn to be in his presence, if you yearn to know his will. And they who know your name and who have experience and acquaintance with your mercy. How do you have experience with God's mercy? How do you know his name? By seeking him, seeking to know him, seeking to have a relationship with him. And who lean on and confidently put their trust in you. For you, Lord, have not forsaken those who seek, inquire of, and for you on the authority of God's word and the right of their necessity. God won't forsake those who seek his face. What does that scripture say? I will not in any degree relax my hold on you, assuredly not. But what is it? We have to seek God and cry out, to yearn to know his will, to yearn after him. It's a cry every day. I'm learning to walk in this every day, every moment of the day. Where is my heart at? Am I yearning? Jesus, I want to know you. I want to know your will in this situation. Or do I just walk about my day just doing my own thing? Thinking I have a plan, I have a purpose, this is what I need to do? Or is it, God, how do I do your will today? What is your will in this situation? What is your will for me to go and do right now? Is it for me to go to the grocery store? Is it for me to go to work? Is it for me to go reach out to this person that I see and show them your love and tell them, God loves you. God has a plan for you. What are we seeking after every day? Are we seeking after our jobs, our careers, money? Or are we seeking after God first? We've got to know you. We have to know your will. We have to walk with you. And you'll give us everything we need. You'll be our provider. We don't have to provide for ourselves. God will provide for us. And we have to seek him in this time. The time of high cost, destitution, and desperation. If we know God and we seek his face, what does it say? He'll be our refuge. He'll be our high tower. Psalms 34 verse 1 says, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My life makes its boast in the Lord. Let the humble and afflicted hear and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me and let us exalt his name forever. Why? Because I sought, inquired of the Lord and required him of necessity. You have to require God of necessity. He's our foremost necessity, seeking him and his will. And on the authority of his word, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. God will deliver you from whatever situation you're in if you seek him and you cry out to know him. Psalms 105 verse 1. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord. Call upon his name. Make known his doings among the peoples. Sing to him. Sing praises to him. Meditate on and talk of all his marvelous deeds and devoutly praise them. Glory in his holy name, and let all the hearts of those rejoice who seek and require the Lord as their indispensable necessity. That's a key. God is our indispensable necessity. We have to seek him. We have to cry out to know him, to know his will, to know his plan, to know his purpose for our lives every day, and yearn after him. Because if we don't, what did we say earlier? We're going to do evil in his sight. And we don't want to do evil in the sight of the Lord. We don't want God to reject us because we reject him. And we turn our backs on the very source of our life, of our strength. Everything we need is in Jesus and knowing his will and knowing his plan. And when we know his plan and we know his will and we seek him, what do? We have a heart of praise and we give thanks to him. It says, seek, inquire of, and for the Lord, and crave him and his strength, his might, and his inflexibility to temptation. Seek and require his face and to be in his presence continually forevermore. And that is my heart's cry, and that should be every one of our heart's cry, is God, we need that inflexibility to temptation. What does it say? God is our strength. He's our high tower. He's our refuge. He's our inflexibility to temptation. So there is nothing that we face every day that God is not there to be our provider, to provide the way out and a means of escape. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13 says that. There's no trial. There's no temptation that's come against you or me every day that we don't have the power to stand through Jesus and through God. that God is not there. Jesus is not there to provide a means of escape to a landing place where we can be strong to stand and bear up under that trial or temptation. But we have to seek him and yearn to know him, yearn to know his will, yearn to know him and to have that strength. Because when you know Jesus and you know the voice of God and you know the truth of God and you have that yearning for truth, when you walk in that situation, the truth of God, the voice of God will come to you and be there to say, this is how you need to walk. This is my way in that situation. And when you stand on the voice of God and you stand on the truth that God has given you, it'll give you that strength. It'll give you that might to stand against any temptation. And you'll have that heart of praise because you'll see the delivering power of God in your life. And when you read through the Bible, you can see many accounts of where the kings and different people, when they sought God, the delivering power of God that they had in their lives, and how God protected them, and how God delivered them from whatever situation they were facing. When you look at Daniel, what did he do? He set his heart to seek God. He determined in his heart that he would not defile himself, that he wouldn't take of the king's rich dainties. And what happened? God gave him a spirit of wisdom to interpret dreams, to interpret secret problems, and God gave him wisdom in every area of his life that he needed. And he was able to prosper and to do the will and plan of God for his life. And even when they came against him and told him, you can't pray to your God, you can only pray to the king, what did he do? He set in his heart to seek God. He got down on his knees, he opened his window, and he prayed to God as he always did. And what happened? They came. They threw him in the den of lions. But what happened? God sent his angel and shut the lion's mouth and they didn't hurt him. Why? Because he set his heart to seek God. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, what happened to them? The king told them, you bow down to that God or we'll throw you in the fiery furnace. They said, we won't do it. We won't bow because God is our strength. We will not serve other gods. We will serve only God. God gave them the strength. God gave them the power. And what happened? They were thrown into the fiery furnace. That was 7 times hotter than normal. But what happened? Jesus came, God came, and they walked around in that fire. And God was there with them. And when they came out, there wasn't even a smell of smoke that clung to them. And the fire had no power over them because they set their heart that they were not going to turn their back on God. They were not going to reject God. They were going to follow God. They were going to follow the voice of God. And they set their heart to seek God, to yearn for him with their whole heart's desire. When you look at in some of the kings, King Asa's one. He set his heart to seek God in the beginning. The great host came against him, the Ethiopians. He cried out to God. What happened? God delivered him. They praised God. They worshiped God. But then what happened? In the end, he allied himself with the king of Assyria. He didn't seek God. And the prophet of God came to him and said, you didn't seek me. Was not the Ethiopians a greater host than the king of Israel that's coming against you? But you sought me and I delivered you, but you didn't do it this time. And what happened? Because of that place where Asa rejected God and he didn't continue in that place of seeking God, he got angry with the prophet of God and threw him in prison. And what happened? The judgment of God came and he got a disease in his feet. But what does it say in the Bible? Even in the end, he didn't seek the Lord, but he relied on physicians. And he died under the judgment of God. So that's what happens when you don't seek God and you don't cry out to know him and to know his plan and to yearn for him with all your heart's desire. The judgment of God's at work on the inside of you. But what does it say in Psalms 27? One thing have I asked of the Lord, that I will seek and inquire for and insistently require, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord and in his presence all the days of my life, to behold and gaze upon the beauty, the sweet attractiveness, and the delightful loveliness of the Lord, and to meditate, consider, and inquire in his temple. And that should be our heart's desire every day. We're not going to be like King Asa. We're not going to turn our back on God and not seek him and the judgment of God come on us. One thing if we ask of God, God, we want to seek you. We want to dwell in your presence. We want to dwell in your house, to do your will, to all the days of our life, to know your will, to know your plan, to know your purpose. Because out of that place of yearning for God, that's where we'll have the strength of God to stand, the strength of God to make it in these trying times. I'm so glad I was able to be here with you this morning. Once again, if you want to see this program or any of our other programs, we're here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8:30 to 9. Go to our website, www.wordoffaithfellowship.org, where you can see any of these programs. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
The music's on us on WCAB.
Up the pieces. At least 34 people were killed in 5 states in a line of tornadoes that hit Friday night. ABC's David Muir is in Mayfield, Kentucky.
The scope of the damage here is just unimaginable. To be honest with you, it's hard to put into words what we've witnessed here over the last 24 hours. Much of this town of Mayfield simply wiped off the map.
Kiana Parsons Perez was working at a candle factory in Mayfield, was trying to